Hello everybody and welcome back to Tomb Raider. We were just about to make our climb up towards the research base. We do have one more opportunity to come back to the shipwreck beach after we finish up in the next area. So I figured, hey, what the heck, might as well actually start our next objective. So with our new equipment, we're able to use it here, unbar the door, and we can try and get this elevator to come down, but like everything else on this piece of crap island, I'm going to assume it's not going to work. And I realized, what a surprise. Also not a surprise that we have a convenient way to climb up here, which is good, I guess. I shouldn't complain. Otherwise, we'd be screwed. It's not like Lara can grow wings and fly. Although that would be pretty impressive. She can do pretty much everything else. So there's not gonna be a whole lot going on in this video, I imagine. We sort of just have a really long climb up to our next area. There's a couple of things to collect here, though, that I want to grab before we move on. You can climb up here to the rooftop of the area we just came from, and there should be a cache here. And jump down very carefully, and we have a look around using our senses. There should be a document around here somewhere as well. Chest with some salvage. I really have to spend my salvage. I kind of just keep forgetting, but that salvage is really going to pile up, so I really need to take care of that. And it looks like the document and the other GPS cache are on the other island, so we will collect that as we move along here. Just that cache on this island. Get your treasure box and then zip line up this way. I love using the rope ascender. It's so satisfying instead of having to manually climb the rope. It takes a lot less time and it looks a lot more flashy. Alright, so here's where our next couple of collectibles will be, starting with a document.
This island is more than I could have hoped for.
And I suppose I was wrong. I thought the last document we got was the last of the Endurance crew members, but it looks like this is one from Whitman, and we may also possibly be missing another one. I do believe this is the only one that we've ever seen from Whitman. Or there may have been one at the beginning of the game, but in any case, both of his diaries kind of showcase what kind of man he is. And I'm really with Lara on this one. I wouldn't trust him at all. But we really have no choice but to leave him with the group, because Lara's really the only one capable of doing much of anything. Although maybe that's not fair to say. I mean, Reyes is fixing up the boat and whatnot. We're about halfway there now. And this looks pretty dangerous. I don't know if I would trust this, being this far up. Considering the state of everything on this island is broken, breaking, or going to break. I don't know if I trust this, but we have no choice. So what we want to do, of course, is use the rope ascender and pull the platforms towards you and then hop across them quickly. This isn't timed or anything like that. They'll only start to break down and fall as soon as Lara jumps on the first one, so you should be safe. Very carefully jump down, and here we are. We are now pretty much at the heart of the research base. It's going to be a little bit of work to get in here, but for the most part, our climbing is going to come to an end soon. And hopefully we find something up here. This is a relatively short area. There's not really too much going on. Ooh. Salvage. Don't mind if I do. Almost got 4,000 in stock. Not too shabby.
What the hell are we doing here? It's fucking Oni in that tomb.
Calm down. We got orders from the man. No one goes in or out.
They kill anything that sets foot in there.
I think there's only the two. I think I'll just take them out.
They
Whatever.
said some guys went in there.
Easy peasy. Oh, wait, there's a third guy. Oh, and a fourth guy. Maybe they called for help. Maybe that's why they came down. I'm not entirely sure, but in any case, you can kind of pick them off one by one, which doesn't make this too difficult. I just have real crappy aim today, apparently. Make sure to loot these bodies. There's nothing else to collect on the climb up until we actually get to the research base, so don't worry too much about that. If we ever get off this island, if I was Lara, I would never, ever, ever want to climb anything ever again. I would swear off climbing forever. This would just be way too much adventure for me. But as the Tomb Raider, of course, that doesn't slow her down. It doesn't deter her any. And hopefully we can get a nice shot at the top of how far it is that we've been able to climb. Because it's pretty amazing. Maybe when I get up here, we can have a look. You can't even really see to the bottom of the beach unless you zoom in. It's all the way down there. So within a few short minutes, we were able to climb all the way up here. You get a nice view of the rest of the area. And then, of course, we can break this wall. Now, what's funny about these walls is I'm absolutely certain you could probably use the grenade launcher there with absolutely no problem. I think they just probably wanted to make the Ropa Center have more of use and whatnot. That's also a good platform to get a good view from.
I have to admit it's beautiful, even with all the
And
wrecks.
Lara even says something. I've never actually stood there long enough for her to comment, so that's pretty cool. And finally, here we are. We are in the research base. So I'll pull up my map in a minute and we can kind of have a look at the area. So on the research base, we have a couple of collectibles. Like I said, it's a relatively small area. We're not going to be here for very long, so we'll just pick up the few things that we can on the way. The first thing we're going to do is turn around and use our grenade launcher. And we can also use it on that wall up there. Maybe? No? Okay, well, I'll climb in here first and then use it. I just didn't want to blow myself up like that, but apparently the game was being finicky. Got a final shotgun part. And we have a relic here.
Were these gifts for the ancient rulers of Yamatai? Or was there some kind of battle here?
So we have 2 helmets to find here. There's a very obvious cache sitting right in front of our faces here that we can also grab. 1 of 3, so we don't have too many to find in here, which is nice. The challenge in this area, I think, can be a little bit tricky just because the things that we're looking for are so small and they blend in really well with the environment. But I kind of enjoy it, actually, just because it is a little bit challenging. So our first relic is actually going to be right beside this light switch. And there are these little medallions that look like the sun. So this is what I'm talking about. You could very, very, very easily overlook that and miss it. So this is the Sun Killer Challenge, and we'll kind of be trying to find all of those as we move on in the area. I might miss one or two just because I don't have the locations of them memorized by any means, but I do kind of have a good idea of where most of them are. So here's our campfire that we can use once we have safety. There's also a document here that I will read in just a minute. However, we do have some Solari to take out. There's one guy there, and then I think he's got a buddy. I wonder if I can strangle this guy without his buddy noticing. Or hit him in the back with a climbing axe. I don't know how the heck he didn't notice all that grunting going on, but hey, I'm not complaining. If I can take these two guys out with absolutely no problems, then we're already on the right track. I think that's it. There's only really two of them in this area. So let's start by reading the document here. This is another soldier's document mentioning the Oni, which of course we had seen in the monastery, and we've heard lots and lots about them from the Solari as well. I waited to open this door because if you open it when the guys are standing there, they'll come and investigate. There is another sun medallion there to the left-hand side of where the door opens. And if you zoom in through this window, you can see the third medallion hanging. So far so good. I think we've got everything that we need to get in the area so far. We can move on from here.
If I'm going to get to the ritual chamber in that monastery, we need to fix that boat. I don't know how I'm going to convince the others to take it inland rather than off this island, but I have to find a way. Reyes won't be easy. She wants to get back to her daughter, and she's in pain over Roth. We all are. I still don't know exactly why Matthias wanted Sam in the first place, but it doesn't matter. She's back with us now. She's safe.
So there's another one of Lara's journals, and I haven't sat at a campfire in a while apparently. We got all the notifications that we can now upgrade more of our weapons. I think the only one we're really missing at the moment maybe is the rifle, but I'm not too sure. We might have even actually picked up all of the possible upgrades. Now it's just a matter of having all of the salvage in order to buy all of the necessary upgrades. So I'm just going to start one weapon at a time. We'll upgrade our bow since we do get a fair amount of mileage out of it. So now we have the most upgrade and complete, most kick-ass bow possible. Shotgun is almost completed, so I guess we'll finish up what upgrades we can on this as well. Making the shotgun 100% complete. We'll also upgrade the handgun. I don't doubt that I'm going to need more salvage to complete the rest of it, but using the amount of salvage that I had, we made some pretty good progress. Almost finished up the handgun and managed to finish up the shotgun and the bow. Now all that's left is to work on the rifle and the handgun. I also have 4 skill points, so I guess at this point I can pretty much just buy whatever it is that I'm missing, so we can buy all of the masteries. We have bow and pistol already, so we can get the rifle expert upgrade and the shotgun expert upgrade, and then all that's left are dodge kill and dodge kill mastery, Now, I don't want to get these upgrades just because there's an achievement associated with the dodge counter that I have not yet been able to do. So I'll probably farm that on my own spare time, but just so you guys are aware, if those last 2 skill points are killing you, just to see that, those are really the only 2 upgrades I have left. So those remaining 2 skill points will probably just remain unspent for the time being. I think we've made some pretty good progress so far in this video. I will stop it here and take a break, and we will continue on here in the next video. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.